up, everybody? You can see from the thumbnail, man, that we're going to be inside a maximum security federal prison today. Well, not literally, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the viciousness of federal prison, viciousness of state prison. We're going to talk about your homies, the people that you think are your people, how they plot on you and they attack you. And I did a little clip on this the other day, but you know, everybody knows in federal prison and probably a lot in state prison, everybody knows when you're going to be attacked except for you. This cat right here, he didn't know that he was going to be attacked. He didn't know. He went out on the yard. He's out there with his homies, the people that he kicks it with, the people that he's been eating with. Comes in, you know, he's in the prison. He's like, yo, bro, this is who I am. And eventually they decide, you know what? You violated the rules. You did something wrong, and this is how we're going to handle it. We can't show the video on here, but it is on our Instagram on Chad Marks 101. We put the whole video up. And what happens is they bring the cat out, and it looks like the Odinist pit, right? White dudes. They bring him out there. They're talking, but they've already had this conversation without him of what's going to happen. They've been plotting on this for a few days. This is what we're going to do, bro. I need someone to volunteer. And someone raises their hand like, I'm going to do this for the car, bro. I'm going to do it for the good of our group, bro, our organization. This dude violated. Whatever this cat might have done, maybe he's got something in his past. Maybe his paperwork's bad. Maybe he's been running around on the yard, and you've seen this with the sack dudes. He's getting high, not paying his bills. And they're like, yo, bro, he's out of here. And sometimes it can be a minute little issue, right? And these dudes will pulverize you. These dudes will take your life. And in this situation, this cat was on the line. His life was on the line right here, right? He goes out there, he's kicking it. They're giving him a pound, and they're like, yo, man, oh, shit. They got one guy, you know, that gets him, you know, befriends him. Like, oh, shit, here comes Mike, bro. Here comes Mike from New York, bro. Let's go holler at him real quick. They walk up to the fence. Once they get to the fence, Mike walks up. They start talking to him. Everybody's involved in the plot, right? They start talking to this cat. The other dude grabs a rock out of the Odinist fire, walks up, hits him in the back of the head. Boom. The fight is on. My man's fighting for his life, literally. You know, inside of this video, which I said we can't show, but it's on our Instagram, another dude jumps on him, and it looks like he's got one of them things in his hand, and he's hitting him, boom, boom, boom. And I say that because eventually he gets up. Eventually he gets up. And this looks like it might have been in California State Prison. The cat gets up off the ground, shirt full of blood, but he's fighting, man. The police show up, and that's what everybody... A lot of people won't tell you this. I know you see a lot of videos on YouTube, and people talk about prison and prison content, and they come across like, yo, I was that dude in there. You know, but they don't want to tell you this part, that when you become a victim, you really are hoping that the police show up. Because when you got 4 or 5 people on you, or you got 2 dudes on you that hit you from behind, nothing's fair in love and war, right? This is war, man. When someone walks up and hits you in the back of the head and another dude's on you with a knife, it's going to be hard for you to win, man. So the only people that can save you is the people that you say you despise, the police, right? Dude was probably hoping the police show up, and he's working. He knows, man, I'm fighting for my life. But this is the viciousness of prison. This is the viciousness of, yo, this is my homie right here, man. These are the dudes that I kick it with. These are the people that I like. These are the people that I care about, man. They care about me until that one moment, until you do one thing wrong. And I've seen people destroyed over things that, you know what? Like I said, they're minute, small things. People make up shit in prison to do bad things to you, man. And that's exactly what happened here. But what's it like when you walk into this prison system, man? Your first day in a place like Big Sandy. As soon as you walk in, man, the lights are glaring. People approach you. You know, if you're white dudes are going to approach you. If you're black people are going to approach you. You're Hispanic, your people are going to approach you immediately. Who are your people? Usually your race, right? Then they pretty much find out, man, where you from? Oh, you're from New York. Oh, they call over New York, dude. Hey, yo. And you start talking to the cat. They start running it down to you, what the prison's like. They make sure they tell you how dangerous the prison is, right? Like you haven't already heard. Of course you know that Big Sandy's a dangerous place. Of course you know that Pollock is a dangerous place. Of course you know that USP Victorville and USP Lee are dangerous places, right? You already heard the stories, man, before you ever got here. You heard about the stabbings and the beating in the heads with the lock. And in your mind, you're like, damn, bro, I really don't want to go here. That's what you're thinking. When you're on a bus to a United States penitentiary, to a maximum security prison, you're thinking, bro, I don't want to be here, man. I don't want to go here. In your mind, you're hoping they made a mistake and they change it. Even the toughest dudes feel that way. So don't let them fake at the highest level and pretend that they don't. Man, when I found out I was going to Big Sandy, I was scratching my head like, damn. It felt a little bit more comfortable when I walk in and I see, you know, a dude that I was really close with, Mikey Fry, SAC gang member. I walk in, he's a soldier of Aryan culture, all tatted up, face blasted out. I see him. I see another dude that I was in pretrial with that was DMI out of Maryland, Bobby, big shout out to Bobby. And those dudes like, oh, and they had knew, you know, not I know tough guy shit. And they had knew that I had some incidents in the pre-trial where I got busy, did whatever I had to do. So they accepted me, man, right away. And they were already, they already had a little status at the jail. Like, yo, this is my dude right here. And I'm not going to fake or front. Of course, as soon as I got there, what do you think Mikey was thinking? Oh yeah, we could bring this dude into the fold. But he knows a lot of New York dudes don't, they don't get into that fold, that let's call it what it is, that white supremacist fold, right? Them white gangs that hate people. So I think he was thinking in his mind like, damn, I would love to have Chad, ride with us, but he probably won't. I'm sure that's what he was thinking in his mind. So anyway, they give you the rundown, man. This is what it is, man. You got 30 days. Get your paperwork, man. We're going to give you a knife. Shit's dangerous in here, bro. Don't go to the shower with shower shoes on. Always wear your sneakers. And they pretty much outline that American History X story, right? Like, look, bro, we stick to our own. This is how we do it. Okay, cool. And like I said, these are the dudes that embrace you, man. These are the dudes that you think are your family. But let you mess up one time. These will be the same dudes plotting against you, trying to put your lights out. And when I say put your lights out, I'm talking about finishing you, taking your life, man, without a care in the world. And that's one of the most mind-boggling things about federal prison, about a maximum security prison. The people that you get around, the people that you see, and the people that you deal with, you start to think like, damn, these dudes don't really give a... And these aren't even dudes that are serving life. Like, they're willing to spend the rest of their life in prison just to act tough on that day. And then they regret it. Later on, they end up regretting it. So anyway, man, some of the stuff that you see, man, and I think I talked about this before, there's a white gang in federal prison. Yeah, of course, there's a white gang at Big Sandy, a whole bunch of them, right? But there's this particular gang that plots on a dude, right? Dude's got a bunch of shit. He's got commissary. He's got, short eyes. You guys know what short eyes are? They're, they're them girl magazines, a little more extreme than Playboy, like Hustler and Club and all of those type of magazines. They're not allowed in prison anymore, but some dudes still have them. And they're like, yo, bro, we want this dude's shit. And they put a story together. They will put a vicious story together against you. And the dude that puts the story together, he starts to believe his own story, knowing that the story ain't true. And they start talking about how they found this kite. It was wrote and it went through a magazine. And they were able to read it, or they accidentally got a book, and he had a kite going to the district attorney, even though the dude's got life, to the U.S. attorney. And they plot on this cat, man. And they go in there because they want his shit. And they start stabbing him. It's one of the worst things you could ever hear, man. You hear about pigs squealing. You hear this dude screaming through the vents. Ah! I'm not even in his unit. I live in a unit above him. And you can hear him screaming in the night. What do you think that does to you mentally and emotionally? When you hear that, and then you find out the next day, yeah, man, he hit dude 27 times, and he died. Well, this particular cat didn't die. But, if you hear that screaming, you hear, man, dude got hit 27 times, you start thinking in your mind, like, damn, bro, I better watch my own people. I better watch dudes around me. I might be next. This is the viciousness of prison, federal prison, right? Maximum security federal prison, where everybody's on some respect shit. No one gossips about people. Don't talk about other people's business. Don't talk to the cops at the office unless you got somebody with you. These are the same dudes that are putting out the rules that are violating all kinds of rules, man. Shot callers. I've seen shot callers slap people in the face, man. I've seen, and I said this before, I've seen a Black Hand, right? You guys know what Black Hand is, Mexican Mafia. He's the big homie. He's the shot caller. I seen him slap a Sereno in the face, man. And the dude was like, what I do, big homie? No response. These are grown men that were in the street getting busy. These are grown men that were in the street, taking people's lives. And now you're taking people's lives, and now you're in prison getting slapped. Getting slapped and not fighting back. What happens if he fights back? They butcher him. They destroy him. Give you another little story about Big Sandy, man. Shot callers, right? We'll talk a little bit about shot callers. Every time there's a shot caller, there's always people that despise the shot caller. Why? Because they were leaders in the street. Now they got another dude telling them what to do. They're not the leader no more. So people always plot on shot callers, right? The making of a shot caller. What makes a shot caller in prison? Usually a shot caller is a dude that has a lot of status, right? I mean, he's got status. He was doing things in the street. He's got a whole lot of time. He's got money in his pocket in prison. He's got prison money. He might be getting that bag, right? And he's that dude. He's calling the shots. He's the boss. Why? Because he's got some size on him. He's got a bunch of time. He's pretty much portrayed to you that he don't give a fuck about ever going home, that he'll put your lights out. And he's also a good leader. Shot callers 99% of the time, they're good leaders. They speak well, right? So people gravitate to leaders, right? And that's how it works. So, I see this cat. He's a shot caller. He's in prison, Texas ME, right? Mexican Mafia out of Texas. And he's got a lot of juice. He's got a lot of pull. And a lot of it came from his father, Emmett. Those who are watching, you know who Emmett is. He's running around. He's letting everybody know about that, man. I'm that dude. I'm that shot caller. I'm that dude. But he has a dope habit. Dope habit. In prison? Yeah, of course in prison. These guys are making binkies, syringes. They're shooting dope in prison. And you know what? His people start, feeling like, yo, we don't really want this dude to be our boss. He's owing everybody money. People are complaining in the units to other dudes. But he's the shot caller at the time. He's the boss. He's the big homie, right? He should be off limits, man. He should have a force field around him. Ain't no one going to do nothing to Emmett, man. Emmett's that dude. He's a little Mexican dude, man. Had a lot of juice, I think, because of his father. But anyway, man, his own homies, they start plotting on him like, yo, we're about to put his lights out, man. He ends up catching a shot. He goes over to what they called the step-down program. There's so many people in the hole in Big Sandy that they didn't have room to put you in a cell no more. So what do? They take a housing unit and they call it the step-down program. So instead of putting you in the hole, you go over there. You're over there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, however long. And they end up catching them, right? Two the Emmy dudes, they catch him. They get him out there in the courtyard and they start gutting this kid, man. Stabbing this shit out of him. He lives. And I hear later on in life that he gets out, he's back in Texas, and they put his lights out forever. He's no longer alive. But Emmett was that dude, man, that was involved in, he was a shot caller, but he was involved in everything. Some people say he was in everything but a coffin, or we joke around. He was in everything but a good man's arms. But imagine what that's like, man. You're out there unexpected. Same thing, with the video. Same thing with the thumbnail, with the background, right? Dudes were plotting on him, man. He's smiling in their face, giving them a pound. What's up, bro? He's probably telling them what's going to happen when they get out of the shoe. You guys are going to do this. You guys are going to do that. We got this coming in. Little does he know that in about 5 minutes, man, they're going to put that knife on you. And he's trying to work. He's trying to fight back, but it doesn't last long. People get knocked out. I've seen people get knocked out. Knocked out and stabbed. I talk about that when I first went to Big Sandy. One of the first incidents I actually seen on the yard. Little Mexican dude violates and sleeper. And they put his lights out, man. They're out there stabbing him, hitting him with shit, jumping on his head. People have no regards for your life, man. This is prison. This is the vicious world of maximum security federal prisons, state prisons. We'll talk about SAC a little bit. We talked about the SAC incident. I know you've seen some of the videos on Killer Chronicles. I put one or two out on our channel. These cats are hanging out with this dude every day, man. And I posted the pictures on Discord and on Instagram a while back. Hanging out with you every day. But you know what, man? They got a policy about no drugs, right? And that applies to, whoever is the shot caller. Like, hey, man, ain't no drugs, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? Or, this is what our bylaws say. And meanwhile, you might be in the cell getting high yourself, right? So anyway, this cat's getting high, owing bills. They keep telling him. He's out there hanging out. He's at the Odinist pit. Yo, what's up, bro? He's drinking. He's getting out of hand. People are complaining about him. And the dudes that are hanging out with him, that, he was like, it's hard to really explain this feeling, man, how, dudes are smiling in your face. This dude was smiling in them dudes' faces, knowing that they didn't like him. He knew inside, these cats don't really like me. In the beginning, he liked them. He thought they liked him. But they never liked him. They were always pushing the envelope on him. Always. And then an incident came up where it's like, yo, bro, we're about to handle that business. They get him in the cell. Not only do they beat him, but they stab him numerous times, man. Numerous times. This is their bro, man. It's their brother. He violated. You violate prison rules, man. Should it end in death? And I'm talking about, we got the pictures from the morgue, man. They're right here on my computer. And they punished this dude. These dudes that he thought loved him. These dudes that he thought would go to bat for him, that he would die for. He gets all the tattoos. He's blasted out. He's got the badges. He's got the patches. And these same dudes, man, kicked his head in, man. They took his life. Why? Because the shot caller said, yo, bro, he's got to go. And what happens to these two cats that take his life? Some of you know who these people are. Ricky Fackrell, Snar. They're all different people, man. They take this dude's life, man. And what do they get in return? They get the death penalty, man. You get the death penalty. Back in the day, if you didn't kill no one in federal prison, you were good, man. They just sent you to the hole. They didn't even charge you. But now they're going to strap your ass to that chair. Because your shot caller said, hey, man, does the shot caller send you money? That's what I want to know. Does the shot caller give you commissary? I want to know that. That's my, that's the one thing I want to know. No, they don't. They don't send you shit, man. They let you go ahead and go off to prison and spend the rest of your life in there until these people strap you down and say goodnight. And then, they put you on the news. They roll you out on a gurney. Federal court death execution was accomplished tonight at 12:01 a.m. You want a last meal? That's all you got to look forward to, your last meal, man. And they're starting to take that away in a bunch of state prison systems. What do you want for your last meal? I don't know about you, but I don't think I could probably eat anything. But, then again, when you think about it, this is the crazy part about prison and big sentences and things like that. You become accustomed to, the disappointment. You probably sit on death row all them years, you're in Terre Haute, whatever, and you're sitting around and finally you're comfortable with the fact that you're going to die. How hard is that to fathom, right? To be like, yo, look, man, I'm accustomed to the fact that I'm about to die. It's all right. I'm cool with that, man. You come to a breaking point where you're like, you just accept anything, right? All these gangsters, you just accept the fact that this is it. Why do these dudes go so hard in their cell, right? Going against the cops, fighting the cops. But then when they come get them for, their execution, they just cuff up and walk out. They destroy you mentally and emotionally. They break you all the way down. And sometimes we can blame it on them, but at the end of the day, who do we really have to blame? Blame it on yourself. You put yourself in this position. It saddens me, man. Let me just keep it real. It saddens me to see that Ricky Fackrell, right, is probably going, if he don't die, he had some medical issues recently. It saddens me to know that they're going to come to his cell. And I think Ricky might be a dude that will go hard at the end. Maybe he'll go hard at the end. It saddens me that he went to prison as a young man, got involved in that gang life, got involved in letting people tell him what to do, even though he wanted to be a leader. He wanted to be that dude. It saddens me that, he come to prison young and now they're going to lead him down the range to a death chamber. They're going to lay him on a bed, man. And they're going to put some needles in his arm and tell him goodbye, man. Good night. Maybe his family will show up. Maybe some of the people's family from the 2 people that he killed while in prison. Maybe they're going to show up to see him die. People rejoice in that shit. You killed my family member. I'm here to watch you die now. We're here. Close the curtains. We're here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it in. It's sad, man. It's a sad reality of federal prison. Shot callers. What makes a shot caller? We talked about that. Do shot callers always make good decisions? Hell no. I've seen a lot of bad shot callers, man. I've seen people call bad shots because they want your shit. I've seen shot callers make up reasons to destroy you. I've seen shot callers make up reasons to take your stuff. I want your money. I want your job. I've seen people make up stories, man. Like, we talked the other day about, we did the interview of the black gold. These dudes are getting this chewing tobacco, the nastiest shit ever. They're cooking it up, they're reselling it, drying it out, and people are smoking this shit. And I've seen people destroyed because the shot caller wants to put his guy in that position. So you got that job. Prison jobs could get you killed, man. You got the job where the black gold's coming in and we want that black gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to plot against you. I'm going to send 2 or 3 dudes get on you and destroy you. I've seen it even in FCIs. Raybrook. Dude's getting the deuce in. He's getting sheets of deuce. The big homie Lex, right? That everybody seems like, they're like, man, shit, he ain't my shot caller. But when he says something, they move. When he tells them to do something, they move. They did what he told them. Pretty big dude, probably 6'2", 6'3", solid, working out all the time. A little bit goofy at times. But he tell them what to do, man. Hey, look, man, when dude goes out to the yard, man, you guys are going to jump on him. I got this other dude over here in the unit. They're going to pop his lock, and they're going to take all his paperwork, and we're going to take all his deuce. And they do all that. And eventually, they get knocked with the deuce. They don't even get to sell it all, right? They don't really get to make much money. Immediately, they're on their ass. Everybody has a perfect plan, but you never think about, man, you know what? Law enforcement, the cops here in prison, they're going to be on you, man. Because as soon as you do that shit to that dude, they get him back down there to the shoe. They're going to interview him, and he's going to tell them. Yeah, he's going to tell on you, man. That dude that you thought, was solid, he's about to tell on you. He's going to expose your whole thing. Everything you did to him, he's about to expose it. This is federal prison. This is state prison, man. People getting gutted, man. I've seen shit that just would blow your mind, man. I've seen dudes getting hit, man, and they're just screaming for help. We talked about the Norteño dude before, man. Dude goes out on the yard. There's the plot. Same thing you see in the Oldiness pit. There's the plot. They got 2 dudes out there jogging. They called a homie out there. He's a bulldog. Herman, that was his real name. They called him out there. And they got it all put together, man. And they butchered this kid, man. Stabbed the shit out of him. And he asked me for help. Ain't hardly no one out there on the yard. He asked me for help. I'm like, bro, I can't help you, man. Just walk to the shack, man. Try to live. I talk to this dude every day. He lived in the cell next to me. Did it affect me? Yeah, it affected me. It affected me. It made me start watching people. Like, who's plotting on me today? It's a dog-eat-dog world, man. There's so many people in there faking at the highest level because they don't want to be the victim. So they don't mind becoming the victimizer, right? I'm going to try to stay relevant around here and stay, like, hey, I'm that dude. I'll put in that work. And I've seen one of the toughest dudes I've seen in prison. I talked about him before, man. Eventually, later on down the line, he was a little goofy, but, man, he would put that work in on you. Later on down the line, he becomes a Christian. Like, I see a cop says, man, dude's a full-fledged Christian. I'm like, damn, bro, that dude was butchering dudes, making up, reasons to punished people, had no problem killing you, had no problem with, pretty much getting a life sentence for his gang, for his group. He was that dude. But anyway, man, it's a little bit on, the viciousness of prison and how your own homeboys, the people that you're around, the shot caller that you think likes you, how he'll plot and have you punished. And you don't know that it's coming, but everybody in the prison knows. And trust me, prison is a gossip center. Even though contrary to, prison movies and prison stories, man, it's a gossip center. How does everybody know but you in a gossip center? It doesn't never get back to you. 99% of the time, it doesn't get back to you. And you don't really know. You think you're good until they walk up behind you and they hit you with that rock. Welcome to the maximum security prison system. Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Until tomorrow, we're out.